Hello everybody, this is ZigZagZog coming to you from somewhere in this world, and we're back to continue our playthrough of Empire Total War featuring Darthmod and the 40 unit save version. So last time we did finish up with that battle at sea, that naval battle that was maybe a little too hard for me to control, but thankfully it was not a little too hard for me to claim victory. And I think we've secured our income for next turn by securing trade with Russia, at least for one more turn. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of more time having accomplished that up here in the continent. We're going to move over to India next. But what I am going to do, I noticed down here we have 3 second rates that have come on board that have been built, and we're bringing them right up here to our North Sea fleet, mainly because I look at this full stack fleet here being floated around by Great Britain, and I want to make sure I have a comparable answer to that should things go south. I can't afford to be surprised by anyone declaring war on me anymore. So I think this stack matches up nicely, even though we aren't quite full stack. But guess what? Their best ship over here, when we take a look at it, is a 4th rate, and I have second rates now. I think maybe 8 or so in this fleet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay, maybe 9, and oh, maybe a couple over. Oh, so I got at least 10 second rates, which really helps me feel a little better about matching up to their 5th and 4th rates, and even a sloop or 2 in there. So even though it's hard to control that many ships, I tell you, I feel a little more confident here. Let's get over to India now and see what things are looking like over there. Now that we have some funds, at least we had a slight bit of income happen this turn, so I can do a couple repairs that I really do need to do, and that is here. We need to repair up the palace. Rather than tear it down and build my own at this point, are things secure enough over here? We'll tear it down. And I guess I could have done that last turn without the funds, but I didn't. I was thinking we were just going to repair, but we're going to tear down and build up our own buildings over here in these 2 areas. The next thing I want to do is I want to keep pushing here with, unfortunately, it's a heavily depleted army from the battles we've been in, but no one really, okay, 1 unit is below 100. The Grenadiers, which are the Dragoons, below 100, okay. And there's a VOC that's hurting. We'll try to keep our lowest, maybe this cavalry, be careful with our lowest, most hurting units, but I want to keep up the pressure over here because as far as I know, this is some of the units that we just beat and defeated, and I want to keep the pressure on. And this town over here is not highly defended, and they don't have walls. So at the very worst, if I had to, I could probably transfer over a few forces over here if I needed to at some point. But I'm going to continue the push up into Ahmedabad, or at least in the neighborhood of Ahmedabad. We're going to go over to Baroda and the school building here and take on that force over there, assuming, yeah, and it looks like we can match and meet them at this point, and that's just what we're going to do with our army here. Okay, it doesn't look like there's any reinforcing armies, even though they look close enough, but he's saying, oh, ho, 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 ho. I'm not having any part of this. And I do want to have this battle, just because I don't see another immediate battle on the horizon, because it's going to be hard for me to move these armies out until I get the public order under control. So we'll see. I may change my mind, but I'm going to fight this quick little battle here first, just to whet my appetite for a battle. We'll see you down on the battlefield. Alright, looks like basic rolling hills. We have somewhat of a hillside behind us that we're working from. They're off in the distance. No artillery on this one. This is pure cavalry, infantry kind of a battle. So let me set up. In fact, with that being the case, I probably will not do a lot of resetting here at the moment. Let's just get this guy over here behind the line. It looks like we have some cavalry out on the wings here, our heavily depleted cavalry. We also have our dragoons over here, and I think I'm going to keep them over with, keep our cavalry concentrated, and then this Dragoon is decent enough strength. I will keep one over on this wing. We're going to go layer deep on the flanks again, just in case they have cavalry that may go there. It means if they want to and try to punch through the center, I'm daring them is what we're doing. Let's get this thing started. Okay, they're off in the distance. Let's just kind of see and get a peek at their setup. Fair amount of cavalry to move against us. In fact, mostly it's cavalry to move against us. They did not seem interested in moving against square formation on the flanks last time. We're still going to set up once again with some square formations on the flanks. And kind of dare them to come towards our center. And if they decide to hold back again, well, we'll just start moving. But right now they seem to be coming towards us and holding off at a distance yet again. So we're going to start our advance. I'm not going to wait around for them to try and play games, wondering if they'll advance or not. Just keep our eyes on them and see what they do to us as far as reacting. They just keep backing up, and if that's the way they're going to play it, and keep backing up, backing up, backing up, let's just get our forces up there. And what we'll do is, if that's the way they're going to play it, I think what I'm going to do is advance in depth then. We're going to take these other units on this side and just make sure we have our lines in depth. That way if they do charge in, we'll defend it that way instead. All we got to do is kind of move up our own cavalry to help support when we need them. But they are, we know they took some big hurt going up against their cavalry, so I don't want to really run out my cavalry in a super offensive fashion. Keep them more to run out and flank when time is appropriate, as opposed to a lot of major action. We have they've allowed us to get close enough to fire on them, so I'm fine if they want to sit there and do this. They've enclosed with their musketeers here, so we got to get ready now. Looks like we've drawn them into the battle a little bit, and they want to take a chance on us. And this Camel Nomad unit over here, trying to get out to the wings here. Let's see if we can speed this guy up just to get some shots off. Otherwise, it looks like our cavalry is going to need to help us out. And they backed off. Well, not quite. Let's keep the cavalry charging. There could be friendly fire involved. We drove them off. keep up the pressure with our cavalry so they do not return. They are shattered, so we will bring ourselves back here. Actually, no, we are going to continue to follow them off. They're shattered. We don't want these units to reappear as much as possible, so I am, as they are getting hurt, we're going to see if we can't run them off. In fact, I guess I'm most interested on this one. Oh no, the musketeers reappeared. So let's go against the camel nomads back here with our cavalry up, and they can't make up if they want to waver and run off or reform. So we're going to see if we can get our cavalry, our dragoons by on this side to chase down their camel nomads over here. If we can even catch them. They're trying to form to take shots on us, but that isn't going to happen in time. And that leaves us with a much smaller force over here now to deal with. So we're going to continue our advance on this flank. In fact, we're going to turn the line even more if the terrain will allow it. Yeah, we got some problems with this line, so let's kind of break her down. And they decided to come at us while we're vulnerable. So we will turn the tables on them. They are bow dependent. We'll get our melee combat going on them. They also ran into range of musket fire. You aren't needed after all. We're going to keep you over here. Provide fire over here. And we are taking friendly fire from our own forces, but we drove them off. Some musketeers back here that seem hell-bent on attacking some of our cavalry. Let's start bringing this cavalry to chase down those nomads back. Maybe we can get them awkward in a weird position. Where we can advance on them in their isolated fashion with our cavalry. We'll run this cavalry back behind our line so they can better match up with this musket infantry unit. In fact, we'll even bring this up here for support. In fact, we'll run them and get them tired. They haven't been doing that much, right? Breaking left and right at the moment. In fact, these musketmen have broken at this time. Let's charge back in with our cavalry. Don't let them come back. And he is a single force. We're going to get this cavalry over here. Basically, we're going to run them down so not so many of them can retreat like they did before after that last battle of ours. And this essentially is looking like it's an ending battle. The only reason I'm going to continue is to chase them down, but I'm not going to make y'all watch that. We're going to come back when I'm done with that. Alright, and we did end up with a decisive victory here. Let's get back out on the map and see if there's anything else we can clean up. Some got away, but we'll see if it's a cohesive enough force to matter. Alright, and it says they have 111 left. We shall find out. Oh yeah. He got away. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to continue on to Ahmedabad and see if we can't just keep this mojo going. And since this is for a province, we'll fight this battle. These other two, I'm going to send forces out. We will auto-resolve those, and we're going to be cleaning up a bunch of loose ends here all of a sudden in India. So we'll see you down on this next battlefield. Alright, so we are in kind of a column formation lineup here. I wonder if the train is really going to be that funky that caused that. What we're going to do is, there's the city that we're actually going for, but we're setting up outside the city. They're down in a little ravine. Good thing we don't have to worry about artillery, because they could be well hidden with this hill in between us. I think what we're going to do is set up, try to take this hill, and then go from there. We'll be right back. Alright, it's pretty straightforward here. We got a double line pretty much straight across. The cavalry isn't even on the wings. They're ready to burst through in the center just to wreak havoc on them. We're going to initially move up to the hill position. And let me just get the line highlighted so we can get going right away. We have some very depleted units even in the middle of the line. I guess I should have sent them out into our reserve, but we're going to do one massive advance here once we get started. And they have a unit right near the hill. Well, aren't they going to get surprised? And do we have the terrain where we can do it? I guess we can go a little beyond the hill. That's all the terrain is going to allow on this one if I want a straight line. So we'll have to keep things... Yeah, there's our back line. And it looks like they're backing off. Their swordsmen have said, oh no, we're not going to be the only ones to stand up to this line. No, no, no. And as far as them, as far as what they have, it looks like we got camel gunners here, camel gunners there. They're sending the camel gunners off to that flank. Why don't we send our cavalry over there as a welcoming committee? We'll be right back with you as we get a little closer for this assault. Okay, they decided to start moving out. We're going to take our own cavalry over here to go against them. They're isolated camel gunners. The rest of their lines are moving up to the center. I think we're going to halt at this point. Looks like we're probably going to have some melee action coming up here pretty quick. Let's halt this unit so we can start delivering some fire. It looks like we are going to have a little melee on this side. Like it's mostly armed populace. It's causing this mayhem over on the side here. Everybody else is being handled with muskets. How are we holding up over here? Well, we're doing some hurt to them, but they're doing some hurt of their own on the way back. I think what we're going to do is take these remnant lines here, hustle them up, see if we can't put fire onto their retreat. Fire as they retreat. I'm more concerned about how our cavalry is holding up against these guys. Okay, we're getting the hurt on them, although we are taking. The camel gunners inflict a lot of casualties on us, so maybe what we can do, kind of see if we can get some help our way. And keep advancing on them a little bit, try to get some multiple angles of fire. Let's run this time. And we're a bit mumbled up over here. Let's see if we can fix that line real quick. While they're firing into us while we're a bit jumbled. But we are returning our own fire. Let's hustle up here, guys. Our cavalry needs some support. We may have to worry about a little friendly fire over here. Oh, but they're wavering now. Tell you what, let's run our cavalry out. See if we can get out of the way for the muskets to finish the job. Yeah, we're wavering already after that battle. Yeah, our muskets put the final blow on it. So we'll send our cavalry to do mop-up duty right now. Because our muskets and infantry are taking care of everything else. In fact, we took care of these camel gunners over here, even with a charge that I missed. So way to hold in there, guys. All we got left here is some Islamic swordsmen. I think it's time to maneuver our line to start addressing those Islamic swordsmen. In fact, we're going to take these reserve units, push them out in front of our line at a run. They backed off out of our range. No, we're going to get a few shots in. There are other units here. Try closing in. Keep working against these guys at a distance, ideally. Now, this guy's wavering. Like, the armed populace may come back, so let's focus our cavalry over here so we convince him not to come back. Start following the same pattern of hopping and jumping bit by bit forward. Keep driving them back, get multiple angles of fire on these swordsmen. We have a new tier that we got to get forward. In fact, we'll keep this depleted unit out of this push. We want them to have nowhere to go. And our cavalry is chasing these guys down. They are now they're still broken. They could reform. Hopefully we can get by the swordsmen. Okay, they're refocusing. In fact, we're going to have a little melee. With that melee in mind, I want to support them. Charge of the cavalry over the hill into the back of the Islamic swordsmen. We'll break it in our favor. Faltered. We have knocked them back, knocked them down. There should be nobody else left on the battlefield. Their general has fallen. And let's end this battle. Alright, victory is ours. And a new province is ours. So we're going to burn down, not the barracks, not the ordnance factory, the palace, and convert it to our own building. The rest we can repair for now if we can afford it. And yes, we can. So we'll start working to get this province back under control. Do we have any other burning income buildings? Yes, we do. The port. Can we afford to build and repair the port? And we can now join up this fleet that was blockading the port and make a larger fleet, keeping this force tied up there. One thing I am going to do, let's take a look at what these units are. We have horsemen, so I need cavalry to go out against them, and these are camel nomads. So we're going to send cavalry on cavalry to chase these guys down. Hopefully I have enough. How about the pikemen just to have a ground unit to go with them? Yeah, I do have 4 regiments of cavalry along with the pikemen, and we're going to chase down these remnant units. Reinforcements, so good. We're drawing them all into the battle. Let's just auto-resolve this one. And plus we have our reinforcing army here on top of that. There we go. So any raiders have been defeated in our territory, so hopefully we don't have to do excess repairs over here. We're starting to really knock down the amount of territories that they own anymore. Of course, this is our ultimate target. Fortunately, it's not garrisoned right now, but boy, what a garrison he has in there. So we're going to need some healed up forces before we can move against Hindustan up there. But I think for the moment, as we repair cities, repair provinces, so we can move armies out in force, that's kind of leaves us where we are here. Let's just repair these 2 dragoons over here, so in case they break away and send someone in, we can. Just because it's only 2 units, I know I can afford to repair these guys. Alright, we'll take a quick peek over here in the Americas now, just to see if we've got things back under control in this territory, the Cherokee territory, and it looks like we do, so we can move our forces north towards New York this time without worrying about revolt. Barely. Barely, but we got it done. What we can do also is upgrade the College of Divinity here and increase happiness for the Protestant population, which fortunately was converted by somebody for us, because it sure wasn't us. and help with happiness that way, since I have, believe it or not, some funds to spend after our bankruptcy. So there we go. I think we're probably done. I'm just gonna check my lists to make sure there's not any minor little characters that I want to get moving, and then we'll head on to our next turn. Speaking of minor characters that I want to get moving, we do have a gentleman off in the Gulf of Mexico that we want to get moved back to Europe. Can we make it to any of our? We can make it to here to start the transit. Look at that. Talk about barely being close enough. Alright, I'll be back. I'm going to check the list some more, make sure I'm not missing anybody here. Alright, we recruited a new missionary here in the Cherokee territory, so we're going to send this missionary out, find out where we need some converting. 0% down here in the Florida territory, so we're going to park him over here. How about by the road so we can catch all the travelers. Alright, we had a rake over here that we landed in India, so we can send him out to take a look for us. In fact, we have Mughal Empire up here, so let's take a look at the Mughal Empire areas that we can't quite reach. We have Kashmir, Punjab, and Sindh over here. Let's start looking and see if they have any forces, at least in the short term, we're going to have to worry about. And we don't quite have vision on the town yet. Okay, so next turn I am looking for a much improved income now that we've solidified our trade back with Russia. So let's move forward so we can get some money to do some things fun. and not just have to continue. Actually, that first round of money is probably going to go to recruits here in India, where we've had some tough battles, and repairing navies in the Mediterranean. But at least we can hit that first before we go back to our economic expansion. So we're going to do our turn. We'll see you on the other side. All right, we gained some military technology, the Reformed Naval Administration, and it went to another naval technology, so I'm fine with adjusting that way. And our rakes are very successful yet again. They're successfully embedded. I want to take a quick look at the research though. It means we can upgrade our naval college. So that is the one building I am going to see about upgrading. We'll do it in our home territory here in Amsterdam. And we're going to go up to the Naval College. And that's going to unlock some more upgrades that we can then take. Our fleet arrives somewhere. Where did we send? Oh, this is a fleet coming with our extra gentleman. So let's get him on the move.
Waarheen, kapitein?
In fact, I guess I should see exactly where the school is that I want to put him. Oh, and we have a unassigned school in Marburg. Yeah, we're gonna have to check that out. Somewhere along the lines we captured a school and I lost track of it. And India, I guess we got a school in India now too, so we'll get that one researching also. I think there's not many choices that abound for research, so we'll just stick that one there. Marburg, let's see what we have open. Something over here maybe. There we go. Oh yeah, and the school I want to send somebody to, Heidelberg. Not a big research. Evora. Where is this school? Is that the down here? There it is. So we're going to take the ship to Portugal and drop our gentleman off there. And that's where he's going. In fact, we'll drop him off on the coast. It seems a more reliable way to drop these gentlemen off these days. Okay, he's going to let him move down here. Telling me his path is blocked. How so? Let's see if we can get our agent and move him on land. There it goes. He can make it to the school. Alright. Well, it took a while, but we even though we haven't spent on these infrastructure improvements, they finally hit, and that's going to help us down the road too for our own income. We gained zeal we lost zeal when converting in India. Oh well. And we got some new towns popping up. Let's find out where. Over here in the Americas, yeah, Upper Canada, Montreal area. We're going with industry because I don't really need anything else at the moment. Except income. Should we lose trade, we need to get our own infrastructure in place so we don't have to rely on trade so much. Is what has been indicated to us. We got two in Upper Canada coming on board. What is? Let's just. Oh, is this Michigan territory? Yeah, this is Michigan territory. So Michigan territory's in fine shape. We can afford manufacturing again, this time weavers. This time, where are we? Oh, okay, all our Americas towns are growing. Upper Louisiana this time. Public order's just fine, so we can afford some manufacturing of some kind, more weavers. We're going to have so much clothes. We're going to be the best dressed in the whole world. And this is way up, it's giving me the feel of Norway up here. Yep, sure as heck is. And Norway, as far as public order, just fine and dandy, so I think we're looking for some more industry. And here we got some smiths, craft workshops that we can bring on board. Alright, so that part's done. Let's take a look at our Navy down in the Mediterranean next. I think they were parked over here somewhere. There they are. I would like to see about getting them repaired, and I think I'd like the idea of using the docks around the Straits of Gibraltar. So if anyone decides to become our enemy, they will have trouble getting through here. And we have a dockyard there and a dockyard there, here a dockyard, there a dockyard. You know how it goes. So what we may need to do, of course, a trade port. Is that going to make a difference in Gibraltar? It might be better to transfer or convert this one at some point, but for now, we're getting back to full strength. Still got 20,000 to spend on troops. Probably more important to upgrade in India first. So rather than repair this army now, we're trying to remember to come back to it and take care of getting our guys in India repaired and upgraded. Now we do have a small broke-off force here of the Mughal Empire that they've sent down towards our territory here with designs to take it over. I'm sure it looks like camel nomads, camel gunners, and some swordsmen. Well, what we're going to do is send our repairing dragoons to guard this in case nobody else can reach. In fact, I'm thinking getting a couple more dragoons on board might not be a bad choice to have a mobile little reserve here and there for these small stacks that they send our way. Yeah, because there's nobody else anywhere nearby that can get close enough. So let's just, first of all, upgrade the infrastructure on the towns here so we can start gaining control of public order. And then step number 2 is start reinforcing these armies. This one should be expensive. Yeah, almost 7,000 alone on that one. And let's see if we got the funds to get all our armies in India back to full strength. No, this one wasn't very depleted. So at this point we do have the armies reinforcing and replenishing in India. Now we're going to have to keep our eyes on here. This guy here, there's a chance he could try moving over here. I'm wondering, maybe I need to send a couple units over there just to make it a little difficult for them to just walk in and take it over. Okay. And we'll keep our armies marching north to combine up here in the old Iroquois territory. And why don't we then go back to Gibraltar and see about that army down in Morocco and see if we can get that healed up. And we can. So all the armies I'm aware of, all the navies I'm aware of that had some attrition, had some losses, have all been addressed. So in that regards, I'm gonna, if we have any funds, I'm gonna go back to the Americas for the moment, just because I can safely, I think, upgrade over here. I'm gonna go around checking some roads and seeing where we might not be able to do some infrastructure upgrades yet again. Well, we can get one done right there, Dutch Guyana. And that'll end the turn as far as what we're able to do. Why don't we just bring another turn on board, then we'll call it a day or an episode, whatever you want to say at that point. We'll see if any surprises happen, and we'll see you on the other side. Alright, Mustafa III and the Ottoman Empire. Can't wait to see this deal offer. Armenia for Georgia and give them a tech. That makes for fun reading. Alright, we have an agent recruited in Savoy, a new rake, where I don't really need a rake, but oh well, maybe we had one die somewhere. We've gained military technology of cadenced marching. It's not exact. Oh yeah, we'll take the carcass shot, because we did convert one of our. Yeah, we'll do carcass shot next. That's appropriate. our successful rake missions. Boom, boom, boom. We have a trait gained for military technologies from the one we just finished from that gentleman. We got some more dragoons, which is in the nick of time, because as you'll see when we go back there, the strategy in India is apparently not to build up forces in towns that may get attacked. It is to send out every available unit, 1 or 2 at a time, scattered across the countryside to try and wreak havoc. So they're trying to overwhelm us with scattered units at the moment. Some more roadways on the way. Our income is increasing, by the way, little by little. Last time it was around 32, now it's over 34. And we gained back some zeal when converting in the Americas this time. So we lost it in India, gained some zeal back in the Americas. And we have a new town emerging. This time in Algonquin territory. It looks like our public order is just fine, so we can go for industry to help our income. And these are weavers again. Just to take a quick peek over in India, that's where most of the activity was happening. So you can see what I mean about piecemeal units coming at us. Can't remember if anybody sneaked by over here, because there were those units that were nearby. I can't quite remember where I saw them go, but they are out and about. And then there's a bunch of 3 single units here, a unit or 2 over here, and another straggling unit over here. So what I'm going to do is, while I'm here, send my rake over here to take a peek. And then we are going to, he's sending most of his units from Hindustan, so it'll be nice to get that required territory taken out of the mix, because it is a big enough city where he can produce, apparently, a multitude of units. What we're going to do, he moves down and he curves around and moves just out of my zones of control here. Camel gunners, and some levy mob units. And here we've got camel nomads, swordsmen, and camel gunners. I think that was the unit I saw over here. So they've gone off in this direction. Bringing my dragoons down was apparently a good move for us. I'm going to combine our dragoons over here now, so next time if they stick over in this area with weak units, we can go out there and address them. I don't know if I quite have enough units in range here, so really that's why I haven't spent a lot of income building up things. Not that I had it recently, but we're going to reinforce this Malwa town and territory temporarily with some full strength units that can easily hold him off. It means our territory over here is still in fine order. Don't have to worry about any public order here. And if I have any, now everybody's reinforcing over here. We've had some tough battles, but injured or not, we're going to send them out against this single unit of camel nomads. We do have all artillery on deck on this one. And we're going to auto-resolve. They're close enough to be reinforced, so this is a straight auto-resolve. Kind of daring anybody to come into our territories and see if they can survive. We'll heal everybody else again. Try to get them back at full strength after those damages. And I just don't, this turn, have the ability to move against them. So we addressed everything immediate that's right in front of us. I think we've gone on long enough in this episode where I'm going to call it right here. We'll pick up the action next time. We'll see if we got the public order under control to start moving on Bijapur, and or the public order under control to start thinking about Hindustan. Those are my next targets that I want to address down here in India. And This is ZigZagZog signing off from somewhere in the world. I hope you enjoyed this quick episode. Nothing significant as far as major battles, but hey, we took over a province after all, unexpectedly, so we'll take it. Leave me any comments or thoughts you may have. Thanks so much for watching, and I really do hope to see you next time.